Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, and welcome to day 16 of live updates during this current pandemic. And this is all from Vine Health. The aim of this update is to keep you informed as to what's happened in the last 24 hours and to see how you're doing, to answer any questions, and to help you feel well and thrive during this time. But yesterday we talked about regaining control through surrender. Today we're going to talk a little bit about overeating. I mean, I've had people say that quite a lot in the last few days, that they're eating quite a lot and they don't feel that they're exercising well in this time. So let's just quickly look at what overeating is and how we can sort of deal with that so later on. I didn't watch as much of the news yesterday, so I have a few updates, but I'm sure most of you are maybe better informed. I don't think we're all putting down our phones as much as we should. But what has happened since yesterday? Well, in the UK, I mean, it's a pandemic, so what we're going to see is this death rates going up, and then it'll get to a point where the increase daily will get less, and slowly it will then start to come down again. So number of deaths in the UK yesterday was is now up to over 1,400, but the increase was less than the day before. So we're hoping that this trend continues, but we'll see what happens today and things will start to come down. But my heart goes out to anyone that knows anyone who's suffering from the coronavirus or whose lives have been affected by it or who has lost anyone to this. It's a really, really difficult time. And when we call out these numbers, we're almost dehumanizing the actual experience of the people, that these are people that are actually going through all of this at the moment. So our heart goes out to them. Also in the UK, there's way more testing going on now. So lots and lots of testing, which is a good thing. Doctors are getting tested. Frontline healthcare staff are getting tested. It hasn't reached the GPs yet. I don't know any GP who has been tested. I'm a GP. But I know that some of my secondary care colleagues are getting tested in different places like IKEA and in some theme parks and all of that. So testing is also increasing. We are going to stay indoors for several more weeks. So homeschooling continues. Well, schools should be going on holiday this week. And, you know, so that's just what's going on here. Also in the US, pretty much the same thing, the same pattern. It's all going up. The death rates are increasing. New York is so hard hit, but Andrew Cuomo, it seems to be dealing with things well. He seems to have a level head to deal with what's going on in his state, and we wish him all the very best. And Nigeria, the same thing. The number of positive tests is now 131, which has gone up a little bit as well. So and then another death. So then I've had 2 deaths in the last 2 days or so. So that's what's been going on. Again, there's some welfare relief for some people in Nigeria, but I think it's in the form of giving some food and a bit of money. It's still not as sleek as we would like, but it's something. So it's very, very much appreciated. Private bodies are coming on to help and support, which is great. So, I mean, everybody's doing their best to cope during this period. And all we can do is our best. Follow the guidelines, stay home, wash our hands, and just be happy and thankful. I'll talk quickly about overeating. So someone mentioned, how do we deal with the issue of overeating? Well, we have to find out what the cause is. Now, many people overeat when they are going through any form of stress. So whether it's work stress, family stress, or the stress caused by staying indoors and they're extroverted, they want to be outside, so they're stressed by being indoors, or just the stress or the anxiety of what's going on, of the uncertainty. And overeating just means that you're eating way more than your body requires. So the average person will require about sort of 1,500 to 2,000 calories of food a day. If you expect to burn that as well with your movement and your activities of daily living. Now, if you're not burning that food, and then you're eating way more than you require, then you are overeating. And what will happen is you will put on weight. So you will have that your particularly the middle section for men and women. So your waist circumference will start to increase. You will feel a whole lot more sluggish, and you won't feel good in the long run. So it will be a short-term comfort, because when you have the food, you feel happy and you feel comforted for a very brief period. And the particular foods that people like to really overeat is foods that are high in calories and are high in sugars. So people will be eating more cakes and ice cream and lots of high carb food with high carb content, lots of rice, and they will eat way more, and then they sit down and watch TV, so they are sedentary, and it just gets worse. So what can we do to combat overeating? I think we need to sort of think about what the cause is. So look at your own particular situation. Is this something that you normally do, or is this something that has been triggered by the current situation? So when you figure that out, then we can start to deal with the root cause. Because simply telling yourself not to eat is not going to work. Self-control and that willpower is the most difficult thing in the world. So you need to underline the root cause and then use what we call cognitive behavioral therapy. Again, there are lots of apps. The world is now virtual and technological. So use those apps and look at those apps and try and do cognitive behavioral therapy for yourself, and particularly look at overeating, and it will help you with your deep breathing, with your meditation, with trying to understand the behaviors and being able to deal with it. And maybe plan out your food, plan out what you're going to eat for the day. Since you're at home, know what you're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also what you're going to have as a snack, and just, see whether you can stick to that. And some people actually write down what they eat. So diarizing your food, so writing down what you've eaten, helps you sort of have a picture of what you've done, how much damage you've done, and then also trying to exercise daily. There's no time that is more important than now to move, to stretch, to do your basic exercises, even if it's just a wall sit, sitting with your back on the wall without a chair. If you sit or have a wall sit and just extend that daily, or on the plank that I showed you on Saturday, or doing the plank in your living room and extend that daily. Those burn calories. You might think you're not running, but those burn calories. Those are simple exercises that you can do to combat overeating. Now, put in the comment box how you tackle overeating. And if you have any other ideas on how to sort of make sure that we're filling our bodies with the right calories during this pandemic, if you have any tips, just let us know. And write your go-to foods. I mean, the particular foods that I always shout that you should have about is food that are high in good fat. So having some avocados, using olive oil, avoiding sort of butter, just sticking with foods that have really good fat, and having very food that have a high glycemic index. So couscous, bulgur wheat, brown rice. If you're going to have white rice in little amounts. So you need to really just look at your food and see how you can do it. Let me tell you something. If you put on weight during this time, it's okay, but know that it's a very difficult thing to lose. Losing weight is so hard. And whenever my patients come and say I'm trying to lose weight, my heart goes out to them, because I know how easy it is to put on a kilogram. Within a week, you put on a kilogram. To lose that kilogram will take you several weeks of a lot of discipline. So let's just go in, and as Andrew Cuomo said, which I really like him now, says you have to plan for the worst. So plan for the worst time. So start making those plans now so that you can win against those food battles. All right, that's all I've got today. I hope that maybe that has helped somebody, and I hope that I'm able to sort of reach, even if it's one person. I'm happy to sort of carry on doing this. Please encourage by sort of putting in some comments, some ideas, some feedback. That would be great. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All those videos, I'm just going to sort of put all of them on YouTube. And who knows, God keep us and keep us safe. Next year, we might be referring to these videos and looking back and seeing what we've been through, and that we've come out victorious and we've come out safe. That's what I wish and hope for each and every one of us. All right, you guys have a really great day, and I will see you again tomorrow.